Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Donkey Kong Country. In today's episode we're going to be going to Glacier and starting with Snow Barrel Blast. And, well, this world has ice physics, so yeah, fuck this world. But, you know, I guess I wouldn't be kidding when I say how much I actually did not like this world very much, because, like, this is the world that actually gave me the most trouble when I was a kid. And especially in one particular level, which will actually be the next level we'll be going to. So let's get the third Winky token right here, and look at that. We're just not even a minute into this this world already. We're having a Winky bonus stage, and this is actually a pretty easy to just get a lot of tokens. As a matter of fact, I was actually even more lucky to get even more of the tokens because I actually do get to the one hidden room that's somewhere on the very left side. So, but yeah, that's what this whole bonus room entails for Winky here is that, you know, you're just going from platform to platform and then you just bounce up higher here. And this is actually, here's a hidden room for the, for Winky. So yeah, you see this giant token right here. So if you collect that, then you'll be getting, you'll be getting like the amount of tokens you get will be doubled. So, well, just for this particular one though. So it's not like for the rest of them, but yeah, you're just getting like, you know, a multiple amount for the token you just got. So yeah, I'm actually getting a lot more. So you should be lucky enough to actually find them. But those giant tokens, they're definitely gonna be they're gonna be in those hidden rooms. So you have to be real lucky enough to get them. And I wanted to get to that platform there, or just into that section, but I was not able to, and I ran out of time in the process. But hey, you know, I got some extra lives there, so cool for that there. So this stage here. So yeah, like I said, it's got ice physics, and well, you already know how much I hate ice physics in games, especially in platformers like this one. Oh yeah, green zinger. So how the hell can wasps actually be green though? I mean, there are actually parasitic wasps, which are supposed to be like, you know, they have some good vibrance, you know, with either a blue or a green color, but they don't really have stripes on them, so they're very much different from regular ones. That they're just, you know, parasitic. And well, I mean, I guess you guys are ready for me to actually just tell you guys some disturbing biology here. Then, well, they find their prey, and in the case of, you know, some other small bugs, and they attack them, and then they kind of hijack them. That's, you know, for the fact that they're a parasitic like that. So, yeah, actually, it can happen. It's, you know, it's definitely one of those kind of, like, most fucked up kind of things in nature. So, yeah, damn, nature, you scary. Yeah, I had to run to that one though, but yeah, it goes to show that, you know, the whole nature itself and you know, the whole biology of some bugs and parasites are just outright disturbing here. So, oh look at that, the only lone crusher that we have right here, just all by himself. He was it looked like he was minding his own business, but yeah, we just had to jump on him. So, and damn, I completely missed that Kong letter. That the letter O. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, so, yeah, I will say that much, though. This is definitely one of the more challenging worlds that there is here in, you know, Glacier. Well, you know, because of, well, probably because of the ice physics, but, you know, like I said, I had the most trouble with this world when I was a kid, and you'll definitely see for sure for the next level. I'll definitely talk more about it here. As you can see here, well, it's because of the ice physics. The way that DK and Diddy were actually just... oh, god damn it. Damn, I thought I just had it on point for the barrels, but... No, I had just, you know, accidentally just pointed downwards, and then I just went down like that. That was truly dumbest moment. Oh, yeah, by the way, folks, this is actually by complete accident. Well, I mean, I knew there was a shortcut there, but I actually forgot where it was. But, you know, I actually went to that one by complete accident. That actually really did save my ass. But yeah, that's definitely the shortcut to get to the exit goal here. So, all right. So this next stage here, slip slide ride. Oh god, yeah. This is the one right here. This level actually gave me the most shit when I played this game as a kid, because, like, you know, there's a couple of gimmicks here. You see these different color ropes. The blue ones, they help to DK descend up, or did I say ascend? God damn, I had a brain fart there. Oh yeah, they help DK to ascend upwards, while the red ones will descend downwards. Now, for those ropes actually ascend, or that make them descend upwards, though, you know, I mean, considering they're probably supposed to be made of ice, but I honestly wouldn't really question the logic here, because, like, it's doing the exact opposite of what ropes usually do, but like, you know, you're just still going upwards on the other ropes, and, well, well, I'll say that much that, you know, absolutely makes no sense whatsoever, but I don't want to say video game logic, and, you know, I've said video game logic more than enough times. when I point out the, like, how absolutely stupid and, you know, something that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, for how they work, though, but, whatever. I just don't want to question logic anymore. Oh, by the way, folks, you're going to want to make sure, well, actually, if you're going to 100% completion like I am, though, just going after the bonus rooms, then you're going to want to make sure to hold on to that barrel and make sure you do not let go. Well, either don't let go or try not to hit the zinger with the barrel because, you know, as soon as you do, then the barrel will it'll be completely destroyed. So you want to make sure to actually just hold on to the barrel and you be very careful as you jump across that zinger. From one to another, and just make sure to don't get so close to its hitbox to where the barrel can actually hit the zinger. So yeah, just be careful with that. If you're not really if you really can't be bothered with bonus rooms, then don't worry about it though. But if you are, again, like something I'm doing though for the sake of 100% completion for this Let's Play, then yeah, I had to be very careful with trying to hold on to the barrel to get to that bonus room because that's literally the only barrel they have here. Otherwise, then yeah, there's just no way back because most of the routes you take through each of these levels are one way, and it's you can't really go back. At least I don't think so. And this right up here. Oh, you know, as a matter of fact, there was also that one section that I actually found out. I forgot it was a thing though, but there actually was that one shortcut barrel, like, you know, that one cannon barrel. It was actually, you know, just a little earlier. You can actually take that, and it will take you all the way over to, like, close to the exit. So that's actually one good thing about it, though, is if you actually discover it, then you'll actually get done with the stage in less than a minute. So that's actually kind of cool, though, and, you know, one thing I wish I would have known when I was a kid, because, you know, considering how much trouble I had with this level. But I gotta say, though, this background really looks amazing here, you know, with all the crystals and, you know, the way they glitter. Like, well, at least on the foreground, but also in the background as well. That looks so beautiful and colorful. Oh, man, just a lot of the great stuff that, you know, that the Super Nintendo is capable of with this game here. It's amazing. So, yeah, it's real pretty to look at. I gotta say that much, though. There's another thing I gotta say, though. There's actually one correction that I do need to make, though. I did mention about the soundtrack being composed by David Wise. That actually does not apply to all the tracks, though. There is another person who also helped to compose the soundtrack. Her name is Evelyn Fisher, and, you know, she did her part, you know. So it's actually both David Wise and Evelyn Fisher who composed the soundtrack for this game here. And, you know, both did such a great job with this one here, you know, both of them. Because actually I did find out, you know, when I was using one of the those MP3 downloads for the end screen for each of the episodes. One of them was like on I think it was like you know, Forest Frenzy is what it was. Evelyn Fisher actually composed Forest Frenzy in this one here, and, you know, and she really did a great job with that one though. So you know, full props for that as well. So so this stage here, we have Espresso the Ostrich that you can use here. And, you know, again, if you're going after all the bonus rooms, then you're going to need Espresso to help to get across those pits or those chasms, you know, just going across here. I will say, though, that this level in particular, it can be pretty hazardous if you're just going from one platform to another, and you also have these ropes that you have to go across as well. But if you want to get to the bonus rooms, then you're going to need Espresso for this one, and you want to make sure you have that much of a good jumping height and a good enough altitude to go over to the platform and get to the higher platforms, because those bonus rooms, they're up on these higher platforms, and you can only access them by using those automated barrel cannons. So yeah, make sure you have enough you know, enough height for Espresso to be able to glide across over to the that other platform here. And now we have actually some new color balloons here. So it actually goes in all these color-coded balloons here. So remember this one, the red balloons will give you 1 extra life, the green ones will give you 2, and the blue ones will give you 3. And so that's why I want to go for the blue balloons, just get 3 of those lives in a row. And yeah, let's watch over the Mickey Kongs that will just go and toss these barrels over at you. And so yeah, there we go. At least there was I think there was like 2 bonus rooms in this one here. So actually, I kind of feel bad for Espresso to actually, you know, just having to carry the whole weight of Donkey Kong himself, because, like, one thing I will say this much, though, according to Donkey Kong 64, DK himself is an 800-pound gorilla. Yeah, he actually weighs 800 pounds. And so I know, you know, I know that a lot of people actually go like, whoa, like 800 pounds for a gorilla? Well, I mean, part of it could be because of DK's muscle mass, and because, you know, Because, muscle mass, it does weigh a lot too. But, combine that with him being a gorilla, then, yeah, that's probably what it is, though. But yeah, I gotta feel bad for Expressor just having to carry all the weight. I don't know how I was able to handle all that. And this one is a Croctopus Chase, and this is actually where you have to go, the whole thing is basically kind of a chase sequence where, once you actually go past that one Croctopus, it'll start chasing after you. So you have to hurry and just swim across. And watch out for these new squid-like enemies. Those are called Squidge. So they kind of want to go a little fancy here, just to add a little G at the end for the squids here. So Squidge here. So question is, are you a Kidge or a Squidge? Yeah, that answer's up to you. Yeah, it's how to play there. I mean, at least not, at least they can't really shapeshift into humanoid forms. Carrying all these ink guns and just having to do all these competitions to invade people's turfs. So, yeah. Oh yes, and yeah, more of this goddamn logic question. We're swimming in there's two monkeys swimming in these like extreme frigid temperature waters. And they're actually surviving all that. I mean, it's one thing for monkeys to actually just go into just being able to survive underwater. You just breathe underwater. Well, same thing could be said for Mario, at least in the classic Super Mario Brothers games. But in these these frigid temperatures in the water, which are way more deadly, and and that stuff could actually you would really freeze to death by being in these frigid waters. But yet they're just absolutely fine with that. So. At this point, I just wouldn't want to question all that logic anymore, because, I guess we're just all done with logic here, so, Because, because I'm thinking of other games, like in Super Mario 64 and in Banjo-Kazooie, where, where they had these Sub-Zero waters, and, at least in Mario 64, where, there's the Frostbite water in Snowman's Land, and, and he actually takes damage if he lands on them, very much like the lava in some of the other lava levels. And then in Banjo-Kazooie, when he goes in Freeze Easy Peak, then then Banjo also takes damage in those waters as well, just by swimming in them. So at least those would make sense. So, but here, no, there's nothing's happening to them at all. So, I don't know. I don't even fucking know anymore. But in any case, just going past another water levels here, and just being thankfully completing this one here. And let's go get verbally abused by the other here. Also, even goddamn, there's way more errors here. With geographical errors right here. We're in a snowy mountain, and once we visit Cranky, the whole background just changes back to a jungle. So I don't know. The geography here in this game, it makes no sense. There's so much logic that goes on in Donkey Kong Country that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. What the hell is this? What? I mean, it's the same is gonna be said when you go visit the other your other allies, like a Funky or Candy, where the background goes back over to jungle, despite the fact that we're in a completely different location. In this case being on a frozen mountaintop or glacier, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't fucking know anymore. So. Yeah, now he's gotta take a nap, so, yeah, how does he actually handle this all, just all that, just whipping out the stick here, so. Alright, so, Torchlight Trouble, and here's a new mechanic that we have here, and also a new animal buddy that we have here, so we open this up. This here is Squawks the Parrot, and what he does is that, he's holding this flashlight for us, and that way they're gonna actually be able to see what's going on, because, because this level here is perpetually dark, so think of it like Rock Tunnel in Pokemon. And then you have to use the flash mode to actually just light up light the whole dungeon. So yeah, very much like that. Well, I mean, I'm saying that despite the fact that this game actually did come out before Pokemon Red and Blue, or Red and Green in Japan's case. So, but yeah, this is what Squawks does. Holding out a flashlight, and then you can actually see where we're going. Keep in mind is that whenever you go back and forth, then Squawks will actually go in a completely 180-degree angle for that flashlight. Although, from what I've heard, is that I'm not sure if this applies to this game here, because since I'm this version of the game, because I'm playing this game on the NSO with the emulation that Nintendo used. I mean, I can't really see it though, but I've heard of you actually playing the original cartridge version of this game, and also, yeah, how the hell did I survive that Crusher where he was actually so close to me, and yet somehow I didn't actually, or I didn't really lose Diddy, because I was trying to hurry and press the A button, but it wasn't working at first because I wanted to switch back over to DK, because he could actually be able to jump on the Crushers in one hit. And also watch out for the spike tires. And also like how they have these oil barrels that, also as a reference to the original Donkey Kong arcade where there's these oil barrels with the flames on top. But, yeah, I heard in the, if you're playing the original cartridge version of this game on the Super Nintendo, then there's that little bright flash of light that goes, like, for a split second each time that that Squawks will go back and forth with his flashlight. And so, I know it's kind of not easy in the, on the ice here. And yeah, I failed that one. I thought I was going to go do fine in this bonus stage here, but I guess not. But yeah, it goes like, it does a flash for a split second, so and it does get pretty annoying, but not in this case, though. Yeah, once more, the jungle background. Also, we're on a frozen mountaintop, and this is actually another instance of exposed to the elements. We see that Candy is actually still wearing her one-piece swimsuit in the frozen mountaintop. Very weird, if you ask me, and, I mean, I don't know how she's even surviving all that. I mean, I understand, she's a monkey and all that, though, all the other, same with all the other characters, all of them being primates and all that, but still, like, I don't think they can't really survive, or survive that, though, so, like, they can't really survive in frigid temperatures, at least I don't think so, but yet, she's still wearing that one-piece swimsuit, so, or just on a frozen mountaintop. It's like this world's basically filled with logic. It might as well be called Logic World. So, all right, and this is gonna be our very next treetop stage. With and also with all these bright backgrounds right here. And still seeing all the trees right here. It's being all tall. And, not really seeing much ice here. Despite the fact that a lot of the worlds are trying to go through for their own kind of themes. In this case, just being a glacier. Some of them actually still have a variety with their own kind of levels here in each of the worlds. So, I mean, there's that going for it. Some of it might not make any sense, though, but, I mean, I do appreciate the variety that there is here. But, yeah, like I was saying, the, yeah, Gorilla Glacier, I can't even word this all right. They, like, it is going to be very challenging, it actually really does put your platforming skills to the test here, especially with these tight platforms. And this does get pretty nerve-wracking, especially if you're riding on Winky, because the way he would constantly hop as you go across these, as he moves on, and just having to go across these tiny platforms, and especially with those tires on top. So, yeah, I definitely did get pretty nervous while I was recording this. Just going on these little tiny platforms and those little tight platforms as well, and especially when riding on Winky. But you just gotta be very careful, especially where you're just trying to land on these platforms here. So anyway, so that is done and over with, and so now we're on to the boss, Really Naughty Rampage. And so, yes, folks, as you can see here, this is a recycled boss. So this is what I was actually saying, with bosses in this game kind of being a little disappointing here, because this is actually where they kind of start to run out of ideas with bosses here. So that's kind of what they're going for, just going for some going for the recycled bosses and all that here. But at least it only applies to this game, though, because like in DKC2 and DKC3, at least they actually go for the original bosses. They kind of do a little bit of this again in DK64, but that's only for like 2 bosses, and then the last one's kind of ridiculous. But more on that once I get to that Let's Play. All right, so now Gorilla Glacier's done. I also lost DK, but we'll get it back. It's kind of sad though, but looks like the next world's going to be in Kremkrock Industries Inc. So yeah, that'll be the next one here. So next time on Let's Play Donkey Kong Country, we're going to be going to this next world, Kremkrock Industries Incorporated. So until then, I'll see you guys later.